Hi, my name is Kevin Fernandez and welcome to my channel, Genie. Today, we're going to be counting down my top 10 favorite tile placement games. Now, for those of you who don't know, a tile placement game is, usually the title is self-explanatory, but for those of you who are new to this hobby or who have never heard of a tile placement game or never heard of that term before, I will explain. A tile placement game is a game where the board or something on the board is, you can put it down, you can remove it, that's a tile. Some of these vary where the tiles are the board, some of them is where it's part of the board, so that's how it's going to vary. There's just only one rule I'm going by this time, is I have to have played it. Unfortunately, it can't be me or Jordan, it has to be me, because I'm the only one in this video. However, I do not have to have teach this game, but when I do mention them, they will be popping up in the video. The links will be popping up in the video, so if you want to learn how to play these games, they'll be there. And then I believe I'll try to put a playlist at the end of the video as well of all the games too, so you can click on those. So, without any further delays, let's count down. Okay, so number 10 is a game called The Isle of Cats. This game was first introduced to me by, I would say, ex-coworker, because I don't work there anymore, from Best Buy. Her name is Nikki. Hey, Nikki. She backed it on Kickstarter, and then I thought I'd try it. Can't remember if it was during quarantine or not. Well, lockdowns, I guess is the word. I don't think it was. I think it was last year, 2019. 2019. Last year was 2020. 2019. But anyways, it's where each player gets their own individual board. They rescue like these different colored cats and have to place them down in kind of a Tetris style kind of way where they kind of all fit on the boat. If you have to cover up as much of the boat as you can, but the main thing you need to do is make sure you cover up the spots with the rats, because the rats will subtract points. If you don't, there's ways you can subtract points, add points, and the one with the highest points wins. I think it's super fun. The reason why it's number 10 on this list is because on this list it's kind of, well, actually there's kind of no particular order. The major reason why it's on the number 10 on this list is because it was the first one I thought of. And I count down, not up. So the ranking has nothing to do with that. But Isle of Cats is really fun. They got all these cool designs about them. And there's also an expansion that increases the number of players as well. So, number 10, Isle of Cats. Okay, number 9 is one of, I think, Jordan's favorites, but I think this is kind of one of my favorites too. It's kind of one that kind of we start to get everybody into this hobby. It's Taki Noko, and this one is a game where you can place tiles to form kind of like a garden. You have pink tiles, yellow tiles, and green tiles, and those grow green, yellow, and pink bamboo, which the panda can eat or the gardener can grow more. And it's like the first person to a certain number of points at the end is the winner. And the reason why I said a certain number of points is because, no, I did not forget it. The number of points varies by the number of players you have. So it's like 2 is this, for 2 players, it's like the first person to 7, I believe, and then I think it's 8 for 3 and 9 for 4. That's just off the top of my head. I'm not guaranteeing that. If you want to know how to play it, like I said earlier in this video, the how to play link will be up there. It's really fun. You roll a weather die to determine the weather, and depending on the weather, different things happen. Like you can take the same action twice. You can get a third action if you roll a sun. Rain, you can grow bamboo. Lightning scares the panda, and he has to eat bamboo to calm down. So he's a stress eater. So watch out for that stress eater. But yeah, number 9, Taki Noko. Okay, number 8 is a game called Pseudo. And this game is a tile placement game where you have tiles in your hand. You kind of have to like rotate them and, you know, move them around, and then you place them on the board, and the goal is to try to kind of maneuver your opponent off the board before they maneuver you off the board. And basically it's a last pawn standing wins kind of thing. It's got a very simple concept, but there's a lot of cool strategies you can do with this. You can play, I think, in my opinion, Pseudo is a good game for all levels of gamers. It's not just, you know, you need to be a beginner or something like that. Super fun. I don't know really much what I can say about this because it's really just you place tiles, move the pawns, though, are really cool because they're like stones. And they got like little carvings in them. And yeah, I really love this game. So yeah, number 8, Pseudo. Okay, number 7 is, pause for suspense, Azul, Summer Pavilion. I'll probably edit that long pause, so it wasn't a pause, so, you know, whatever. But I put Azul, Summer Pavilion on there because, like I said, it has to be a game that I've played before. I have not played the original Azul, but I have played Azul Summer Pavilion. It was thanks to a friend of ours from our board gaming nights in the Blue Box Cafe, which is going to be moving soon. So that piece of information is no longer going to be true. But Azul Summer Pavilion works a lot similar to a regular Azul, except there's more like strategy behind what tiles you want to take. From what it looked like I saw Tom Vassel's review on Dice Tower, it just kind of looked like you kind of need to maneuver them so they all go in the right spots at the right time and everything. This one is like, okay, well, I need these and they need that. This will get me like 3 more, and that one will get me like 2 more. So you got to really like figure out where you want to put everything, what colors do you want at a time, where do you want to put those colors. It's really fun, really interesting. I love that game. I really do enjoy Azul Summer Pavilion. We do have a how to play video on that. You know, it's really, really enjoyable. It's also, I believe, on our top 10 games for beginners, or gateway games, I guess. But yeah, number 7, Azul Summer Pavilion. Okay, number 6 is the game called XLibris. And XLibris, I think, is a pretty fun game. We got this for Jordan because she loves books. And what it is you're building your own library, but you have to go for like specific books. And there are certain books that, you know, your librarian doesn't like. They don't want that in the library. And if you get the books from that library, you start reducing points. So you kind of want to try to figure out, so it's like, you know, in alphabetical order, all this, there's all sorts of things you kind of have to figure out. There's a lot of strategy behind, again, building your own bookshelf. But it is really fun. We are hoping to get a how to play video out about this soon. Jordan will probably be hosting that one because like I said, books. Jordan loves books. But it's really fun, really great. I don't recommend it for beginners, though. I think this one, the level is probably a little higher than a standard beginner game. If you guys disagree with me, though, put that down in the comments below, because I'm more than happy to have a discussion about it. But, you know, just from my experience, it doesn't really feel like a beginner game. But, you know, there's also other things like certain areas give you special powers. You kind of want to be there because, like, it can only hold like 1 helper or something like that. And you got a special power that your librarian has that adds to the level, to the game and the strategy. There's a lot of strategy in XLibris. And then one of the things I love about it is the end scoring is a dry erase board, not a rip-off sheet where you just throw it away and stuff. So I like that because we've had it for quite a while, like 4 or 5 years, and the marker still works. The dry erase board has not had any like permanent markings. Quality of the components and everything, really good, top notch. Plus I get to do my impression of Gravity Falls characters because there's a location called the Mystery Shack, and so I get to annoy Jordan with that. But yes, number 6, XLibris. Okay, so number 5 is King Domino, and this one's a really good one. It's not my favorite tile placement game. I do like playing it, but it's not exactly one of my. I know this is like my top 10 favorites, so it's like, wait a minute, Kevin, you said this is your top 10 favorites. What I mean by that, this is not one that is no way is a bad game. I want to say that first and foremost. It's just a game where I struggle a lot more than probably your average player because I have this thing called dyscalculia where I can't really do math very well, and this is like a lot of math. So for someone like me, it's not really that good because you got to build a grid, and you got to build a grid, and sometimes I'm not quite sure if this is the right thing for it. And one time I actually built a grid that was too big, so there you go. But I played it a couple times on Board Game Arena, and I kind of warmed up more to King Domino. And basically what this is you just place in tiles, but you have to place your little king figure on the tile you want. And you take that tile and then you put it to your grid. And you get more points if you have crowns, and then also if they're all connected. So you can put like a bunch of fields connected, water, there's mountains, there's mines, all sorts of different terrain. So there's quite a bit of strategy, but it's a good beginner game. It is a good beginner level game, and kids would probably enjoy it too, which is one of the reasons why I like it. I like a game where I can teach like my little great nephews and my great niece, and yeah, that's a little. I'm so old. And Jordan's like saying off camera, "No, you're not." But yeah, I think Jordan likes King Domino a lot. Yeah, she's just not. She's off camera. She nodded her head. She's like, "Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot." I haven't tried Queen Domino, and I haven't tried the Giants expansion. I haven't tried those yet. I have Queen Domino though. I have King Domino and Queen Domino, and I haven't tried it yet. But I do want to try Queen Domino. Maybe that will probably lift my opinion about King Domino a little higher. But let me know in the comments below what's the expansion like, and what's Queen Domino like, and is there one that's more superior than the other? I want to hear your opinions. So, but number 5, King Domino. Okay, number 4. Now this one I've enjoyed thoroughly, is Ishtar, Gardens of Babylon. And this one is where you're trying to make a garden. But there's some strategy into this where you can't plant anything on like old ruins. You got to make sure they all connect. You can plant in different spots, but you got to make sure they like bridge together, and like all these for flowers you get extra points, and all this other stuff. It's by Bruno Cathala, so if you're familiar with Bruno Cathala, you'll be like, oh yeah, he makes good stuff. But so if you're fans of Bruno Cathala, you guys don't understand. But Bruno Cathala, I think he does make just wonderful games. It is phenomenal. This guy's like on fire. I really enjoy this game, but this is definitely one of my favorites. So the fact that it's at number 4, I think it's very well deserved for that. But if I would have remembered it quicker, I probably would have scooched it up closer to 2 or 1 if I was actually putting these in the order how I like them actually personally. But nope, this was just a list of what came to my mind at the time. There's like, you know, these gem combinations and all sorts of special powers you can unlock as well. But so yeah, check it out. Ishtar, Gardens of Babylon, number 4. Okay, so number 3 is a game called My City. I've only played this game once, and so like I said, this all just came into my head, like, okay, which tile placement games have I played? When I got down to like, when I started to get down to like 3, 2, and 1, I was like, especially 1, and but I felt really stupid when I figured out number 1, and I'll let you know why when we get there. But My City is a game where you're building a city, and you have to kind of fulfill like requirements to earn special rewards. I can't remember if this is a competitive game or a cooperative game. I haven't really played it that much, but I played it quite a bit. This one we definitely got when, you know, everybody was quarantining and everything, because that's what we kind of were doing a lot here at the house. We were buying new board games and trying out new board games, and I believe both My City and Ishtar those two were both games that we got to kind of move along with that. Yeah, I enjoy My City. I'm going to try to play it again just to kind of really refresh my memory about it, but it is a single-player game, so you can play it solo or you can play it with friends. I think you can also play it online, so... yeah, number 3, My City. Okay, so number 2 is Forbidden Sky, and I looked it up on Board Game Geek. It is a tile placement game, and I know what you guys are thinking. Forbidden Sky? What? Huh? It's by Matt Leacock and published by Game Right Games, and we caught the other two, but Forbidden Island is kind of a tile removement game, not a tile placement game. So it's kind of like it in reverse. And then, you know, Forbidden Desert's not really a tile placement game. You have tiles, but it's more like a tile shifting game. This one really is like a tile placement game. You have to kind of build this like pad to power up this spaceship that you're like launching up, but you have like lightning striking you and all sorts of crazy weather conditions. And I think there's like 3 ways to die in this one, whereas like Forbidden Island was you drown. That's about it. Then Forbidden Desert was you die of thirst or you get buried by sand. Then so this one is you get you lose your lifeline, so you just fly off and get sucked up into like this vortex and, you know, die, or you get struck by lightning multiple times and you get electrocuted. I forgot what the third thing was. I haven't played this since like Gen Con 2018, so we're hoping to get this off of, as we are now calling it in the gaming community, our shelf of shame, because that's what we're all calling it now. I do enjoy that little nickname, so that's really starting to pick up. So yeah, we're trying to get that off of our shelf of shame. Forbidden Sky, number 2. All right, here we go. The number 1 game. Now you get to hear the story. Okay, is the game Railroad Rivals by Forbidden Games. I just went blank. Railroad Rivals, so here's the story. I'm going to tell the story, then I'm going to kind of explain the game and mention if I have a how to play video or not. The previous game, no how to play video yet. We are going to be working on that soon, though. It was like 11 o'clock at night, almost midnight, and I was like sitting here racking my brain. I was like, the first, like, pretty much 9 games was like no problem, because I was looking it up on Board Game Geek, And then I was like, well, I could. There's like 2,000. There was like 2,000 results. And I'm like, oh, this is going to take all night. This is frustrating. Oh gosh. And so I got all these things, and then I came down. I even had asked my dad, talked to him about that, and he's like, we got to the last one, number one. We were like, oh, and we were like thinking about it, and then finally I go upstairs and I look at my gaming collection behind me, and I see Railroad Rivals right here, and I go, that's all tile placement. That's just what it is. It's just tile placement. Drawing tiles, placing it down. It's like everything has to do with tiles. And I go, Railroad Rivals. And he's like, oh my gosh, how did we not think of that one? And it was just crazy. And I'm like, we both felt very stupid, very silly. It was crazy. We were like hanging our heads in shame for not remembering that. But yes, this is Railroad Rivals by Forbidden Games. And how it works is you get these little tiles where you connect like different train stations, and you connect them. But then you also buy stocks for different stuff as well. And the more stocks you have, and as the stock goes up for each of the different railroad companies, you get more victory points towards the end if you have a lot of stock in that. So we're always trying to like buy up stock and try to really manipulate the stock so it can go up and everything, so you can walk away with the most points. This was like, I think this was the first game we played when Jordan first went to Gen Con. That was Gen Con 50, the 50th anniversary of Gen Con. It was kind of a win-a-box tournament. It was like a way for Gen Con to kind of, well, not Gen Con, Forbidden Games. It was a way for Forbidden Games to kind of really push this game. It was like one of their first games they created. They made Raccoon Tycoon, Extraordinary Adventures Pirates, the Dungeon Party, and then the most recent one is a game called Lizard Wizard, and I believe they have a game coming out and Kickstarter soon called Mosaic, or it's out on Kickstarter. I haven't really been following it, but Railroad Rivals was the first game we played by this company. It was really fun. We haven't played the advanced rules. There's advanced rules and there's beginner rules, and yes, there is a how to play video for Railroad Rivals on this channel, so check it out once you're done with this video. We're almost done, so don't worry. We can get to clicking very soon. But so like I said, I basically kind of explained it all. But there's something really interesting. You bid to be first player. So you're not always going to be first player throughout the game. So you could be like, I think this is like a 5-player game. Jordan says maybe, kind of, sort of, your guess is as good as mine. And there's nothing on that. It's designed by a guy named Glenn Drover, and I think he designs like really good games. But yeah, this is like, I'm gonna say for sanity's sake right now, it's 5 players. Yeah, so like, let's say you were the 5th player, and so then you bid the most. So then you bring down your stock points, and you get to be first player. Now, there's perks of being first player. There's also perks of being last player as well. There's perks of being every level of player. So that's what the difficult part of the strategy is. Do I want to be first player? Do I want to be last? Do I want to be second, third, etc.? But Railroad Rivals is really fun. They also have an expansion called the Robber Baron, where you can actually like steal stuff from people now. So adds a little more of a take that thing. So if you want to add a little more spice to your game, Robber Baron is a really good game. Expansion, not a game. You cannot play Robber Baron without Railroad Rivals. You need Railroad Rivals. I know a lot of games nowadays are saying, well, you can play with this or with the core set or without the core set. This is one of the classic ones where you do need it. It's not like Villainous. So yes, number 1, Railroad Rivals. Okay, well, there we go. There's my top 10 favorite tile placement games. I do like King Domino. I just want to point that out. I want to say that. Again, I do like King Domino. It wouldn't be on this list if it wasn't. But you guys may have noticed that I don't look dressed the way I usually am. I'm usually wearing a purple polo shirt. Well, we recently changed our logo from the blue Genie to this guy. There's a new Genie that we have, new Genie in town. And we're going to be doing a news and updates video kind of explaining the whole story behind that. So don't worry. But this is our new polo shirts that me and Jordan are going to be wearing. We both have gray. We don't have like different colors this time. Just because the Genie has blue and red, and for colors, I didn't want to go with white because it stains easily, and I don't want to constantly be throwing it in the washing machine and stuff. It's like, oh, got another stain, hurry up, get it in the washing machine. The black shirt, it gets really hot in this room, and I didn't want to wear black because black absorbs heat a lot, and so I didn't want Jordan and I to have look really sweaty and everything. And then the other options were two different shades of blue. There was like navy blue and there was like sky blue. I didn't want to do blue because the top portion of the Genie is blue. I didn't want that to blend in possibly. And then the final color was red, and the bottom half of the Genie is red, so I didn't want to have that combined. So gray was kind of the best choice because I didn't want it to get super stained. Gray doesn't hide stains well, but it at least is showing off the logo very well. And so the new polo shirt's very comfortable. We're super happy about that. So, but like I said, every video, almost every game that I have mentioned on this list has a how to play video on this channel. At the very end of the video, I will put a whole playlist of the games I mentioned in the whole list of games that I did. So you guys can check those out, and you can learn how to play these games yourself. We hope if you enjoyed this list, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you really enjoyed this channel, and ring the notification bell to be notified for top 10 lists just like this. We also do how to play videos, gameplay videos, as well as unboxings when we have something that needs to be unboxed. The how to play videos and the gameplay videos will be released on Monday. The unboxing videos, when we have them, will be released Wednesday, and the top 10s list will be released on the last Friday of every month. But if you would like to see the how to play video earlier, my Patreon supporters, the perks for being a Patreon supporter for the Genie of the Ring, the lamp, and the bottle, not in that order, you all get early access to how to play videos. So if you're interested in that, you can support us for as little as $1. I'd like to thank the current Patreons that we have right now. So I'll leave a link to our Patreon page if that interests you. Be on the lookout for our next video, because I don't know at the time of this release, it should be a gameplay video. But until then, thanks for the views.